Greetings, fellow YouTuber. ErvLindsay here, starting a new series for the fall. You know, we're coming up on Halloween next month, and I thought I would start a new series where I'm going to tell you guys about my big family mystery. Keep in mind as I'm talking to you that this is real. This is not something I made up. It's kind of scary, but it's not spooky or supernatural. As many of you may know, my family has deep roots in the state of Texas. I have, on both sides of my family, my mom and my dad. Although my dad's family goes back significantly further, so far, in fact, that I could say that my nation of origin, my nationality, is Texan, because my father's family goes all the way back to the Republic of Texas. There's an individual in my family who I always call Grandpa Charlie. Now, Grandpa Charlie was not my grandpa. He was my great-grandfather. Grandpa Charlie was born in the late 1800s in North Texas. And I'm going to keep the details simple for the sake of storytelling and for the sake of privacy. I don't want to give out too many details about my family history, just for the sake of privacy. But anyway, Grandpa Charlie was raised in North Texas, and the only thing we ever really knew about him was that he came from a farm, and supposedly his father was very abusive. Grandpa Charlie was a gambler. He met my great-grandmother, whose name was Etta. She was Indian. She is a very mysterious character also. We know nothing about her. Or I should say Native American is the proper term now. She was a Native American, and whether she was, I suspect she was half Native American. She was born in Indian Territory about the same time as Grandpa Charlie. She came to North Texas after both of her parents died very young, and that's where they met and married. Grandpa Charlie was gone a lot. He would leave for months at a time. He would return with bags of money, and Grandma Henrietta didn't want any of that money. The story she told my grandmother when my grandparents first got married was that she would take those bags of money, and she would throw them in the fireplace. She didn't want any of that filthy lucre, as she called it. Grandpa Charlie would come back just long enough to get his wife pregnant, and then he was off again, probably gambling. So Grandpa Charlie was a very shady character. One time Grandpa Charlie was gone a little too long. Now this was in Central Texas, and he supposedly worked in logging. He worked along the railroads because logging and railroading were tied together in that part of the country. And one day Grandma Etta got a message back, or some folks from his job that he knew. They said that he had died, that he had fallen under a train is the phrase that my grandma used. That he had died in some type of train accident of some sort. I don't know what type, whether he got hit or whether it was a wreck, I don't know. That this happened in Liberty, Texas, and there was no body. They said that he was buried next to the tracks, which is baloney. And all she got back was a few items of his personal possessions, a belt buckle, stuff like that. There was no proof that Grandpa Charlie ever died. There was no death certificate. And trust me, There is no record that anybody by the name of Charles, with his last name ever died in Liberty County. If somebody had been hit by a train, it would have been in the newspaper. So the ending to this story is that many, many years later, one of his sons got visited by an attorney. And the attorney said that this was in the late 1950s. Now, Grandpa Charlie died between 1910 and 1920. It's a very narrow window. Late 1950s, his oldest surviving son gets a visit from some lawyers saying that the family had inherited money because his daddy had just died. Riddle me that, Batman. It's generally accepted that Grandpa Charlie did not die, but that he faked his death, which had been pretty easy back 100 years ago. Yeah. There's more to this story, my friends, of my great-grandfather who faked his death and the 100-year search for this man. And what happened to him? Where did he go? Where did he come from? And who is Grandma Henrietta? Where did she come from? My friends, there's no proof that these people ever lived, got married, or died. None of them have birth, marriage, or death certificates of any kind. Thanks for watching this episode. I'll tell you another thrilling story of Grandpa Charlie, and it includes the death. It includes an old-style Texas shootout on the front porch of Grandpa Charlie's house. Oh yeah. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.